Welcome to Money 911. I'm Kris Miller, your host. And today is where wealth becomes wisdom and finance becomes freedom for the soul. Today's guest is more than an entrepreneur. Dr. Mansi Shah is a movement. She left a life of clinical pharmacy to architect retreat ecosystems and regenerative wealth models that honor land, legacy, and leadership. With 24 ARC sanctuaries rising globally and an 80-acre eco resort anchoring the vision, she is redefining what it means to scale with soul. If you've ever wondered how to create a 7-8-figure impact while healing the earth and awakening your tribe, today's conversation is your activation. Get ready to rethink wealth, rewrite leadership, and reclaim your legacy. All right, Mansi, it is a complete honor to have you with me today, you sparkly jewel, you. You know, I'm really impressed. I came to your ARC, your retreat center, and we just had a complete heart connection. And you have such an amazing story. I know we won't get it all in one day, but you left a safe, respected profession to pursue something that's deeply uncertain but soul aligned. So, what gave you the courage to leap into the unknown and trust the call in your life?
Wow, you you brought up some memories. I have come to realization that anytime I don't follow my dharma, my body will stop working and I will become sick, bedridden, and the spirits will just like not let me go in the wrong direction. So I was working corporate, and that was out of more of a need at that time because I had to get back on my feet. And, as people get to know my story, they'll know what I'm talking about. But right now, we'll keep it a little mystery. So I got in back into the corporate to get back on my feet after something big that had happened. And from there, what happened was in just 2.5 years of working, I got extremely sick with ulcers and I was bedridden and completely disabled. Like I felt like 120 years old or even more in a body of a 35-year-old. And one day I just was laying in my bed with excruciating pain from bleeding ulcers, and I just saw death right here. And the angel of death wanted to talk to me. Not that it came to take me, but I brought it on because I was just in that situation where I was seeing it so clearly that I could just leave anytime if I wanted to. And then I had to have a conversation that night. I'll never forget. It was like if someone asked me how much pain you were in, it was about 100 out of 10.
Mm.
So 10 times more than what I could handle. And I couldn't sleep, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't eat, I couldn't walk. And then I spoke with the angel of death that I promise to live my dharma every single day. And I have miles to go and lives to change, and I'm not ready. So that it just went away, shattered away, like went away. And then I was just left with no other option but to live with my mission every day. And if I digress even a little bit, I get a little slap.
Right. Exactly. What a gift. What a gift those angels are. They show up and they say, go that way. Right.
Uh-huh.
And
Right.
you, what I really enjoy about our conversation, I do the healthy money for the last 35 years and safe. I've never lost a dime in the market. And what I really enjoy is how you weave in money with soul. And you describe money as medicine and a wealth as a regeneration. So, how everybody, everyday entrepreneurs can shift their view of money from something transactional or competitive to something transformational.
Yeah. I personally feel that it is a divine appointment when someone chooses to invest their money in anything that I'm doing. It could be leadership or it could be investments, anything. It is sacred and I take it very sincerely. And my whole thing is how can I provide 10 to 100 times more to them in different fashions. Sometimes it's your money working for you. Sometimes it's you working with me and growing the money. Sometimes we bring a lot of tribe together and we grow all of it together. So I'm all about learning from Mother Nature, learning how abundant, giving, and regenerative she is and just using those principles every day, making sure that your dollar goes a long way, making sure your transformation goes a long way, and making sure your imprint and your impact in the world goes a long way. You're muted.
All right. Yeah, definitely. So the impact and imprint and then you weave in earth as a business partner, and this is what I think is so creative and over the top because look, I've been speaking 3 decades and these hotel ballrooms and all of that. You go in, you speak, hardly can connect with people, and your brilliant idea of you speak of stewarding land, not just owning it, which is really all we're supposed to do, right? And so
Yeah, we're really not owners of anything. We come by ourselves in this body and then we leave and the body goes back to Earth. So, how could we not weave in Earth as a part of our ecosystem and business partnership when we came from Earth and we become Earth?
and then not only that, but you wove that idea of stewarding the land and partnering with earth to change your life, your business, and legacy, and creating retreat centers, right, where people, and not just someone get up there and speak at you, but actual the creative meeting of everybody showing up and being together and going through all these experiences together is what's so unique about what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It took many, many years to really land there by getting tired with the guru model.
Right.
And who am I here to be a guru? I'm just a conduit and channeling what God's messages are for everyone. And I honor the divine in others because just I have that gift, they have that gift, and all we are here is to share each other's talent in community, in circle, so we can create this infinite force of um, really humanity rising together.
And it's amazing when we gather together and people are like-minded. There's nothing that can't be done, no mountain that can't be moved. And your
Yes.
vision isn't just right ecos resort or one business, it's a 24 arc sanctuaries, um, and counting and building communities with shared purpose. How are leaders that are listening to that, they're listening like, how do I build a tribe that becomes a living legacy?
I love that. So we're creating structures for that, just like any physical, structure, like a building or a home has to have its foundation, and then the stories go up. It's the same thing. It's right now building abundance tribes that has trust with each other. Then we together collectively decide how we're going to own all of these together. What are the shared vision and mission and financial outcomes? Because when the holy trinity of the shared mission, vision, and financial outcomes are met, people are in because nobody wants to do this alone. Nobody wants to live alone
Ugh,
or
right,
right. It's just
right.
they have shrunk their heart from betrayals and other things that has happened to them in lifetimes. And it's happened to me too. I never shut my heart and my house because just because some people came in as wolves disguised in or foxes or whatever you want to call them. That doesn't mean everyone's like that. There is more good in the world than actual bad. And when you stay good and true on the path, even bad people, they all have a good side. It's just we have to remember that every person is trying to do the best that they can in the moment that they have that consciousness available.
Well, that energy, right.
You can change them. You can shift
That's
them.
right. That's
If
right.
they have a cunning, conniving streak in them and they tried, either they're gonna get thrown out and never be welcomed, or they're gonna just get a little spanking and and clean up.
Right.
We don't give
Right.
people chances. We give them chances.
Yeah.
Don't just shut our heart to them because they're human and they, we all make mistakes. So we give one, two, and then third time is no more talking. It's just decision.
Bye bye. Right.
Bye.
Out of here. Right. And,
Yep.
and you got to be that when you're focused and you're trying to stay on the path, not trying, you are on the path and all these things are coming. And if you stay forgiving and in your heart and giving that as much as you want it given to you, that's the right thing. And what it does is it creates a magnet. It attracts like-minded people, and the other ones reveal themselves really fast, like an idiot, like you're out of here, or that energy is out of there, because it isn't really the people, it's just what they've chosen to play out, and they can shift that. Like you said, the option is there, and your sweet heart of forgiveness and caring, you open your house up, you let lots of people walk through there, and the amount, it's an energetic thing, the amount of giving that you guys are doing inside of that is very unique. I'll just say that there's not a lot of people that do that, and because of that, that's why you're uniquely blessed with this. And which leads me to like healing generational patterns, right? So
Mhm.
people are carrying these inherited fears and scarcity and all the things that everybody talks about, but we're going to take it to another step. And I'm sure you could probably give us one simple, profound step that people could take today to begin healing their financial DNA.
Wow. So if I had to give one thing, this is an important one. Think of money as your ride or die and your best friend who's got your back. And when you talk to this amazing ride or die that you got, and you say that I'm here and you're here to support me because I'm here on my dharma, on my mission, what I need to do for the planet, humanity, and myself and my loved ones, you are that ride or die that will support me. And then now you talk to the money and then make sure that money goes to work in right places.
That's healing the financial DNA, because money is just an instrument. Money is a tool. It's an
It's energy.
energy,
Yeah.
right? It's
When people say it's an energy, what does it really mean? It's the exchange of amount of time, resources, and energy you will put into a project or a person. And you're putting a value on that and then getting that, right? So it'd be a bit stupid if you don't want to get rewarded for how much you're going to do.
absolutely, you want to feel that balance of that exchange, and then not having it control you, or go into fear or scarcity about it, when you understand, yeah, this is my friend and we're going to do this thing together, right? And have
Yeah, it's my
so
like my soul buddy here, like my best teammate.
right. And it will like you so much that it attracts all its friends, right? And multiplies. That's what abundance is. And it isn't just money, but it's health, wealth, and peace of mind, right?
Yeah, we say health, wealth, and consciousness because it's encompassing of so many different things, which is peace of mind, generational trauma and awareness around that. And healing, our human relationships. And
That's it.
honestly, I want to leave a world where I've already envisioned my funeral, where there are about 5 to 7,000 people. And it was a big celebration of life, of how I lived, what gifts I was able to give to the planet. And I've written out how I want them to like have the whole ceremony, like
Ceremony.
commune together, eat amazing food, do some mantras, do some dancing, and celebrate my life.
Absolutely, because that's reality. Because in reality, these are our little cars we're driving in. But when you blast off, you're really in light and love. And so this is our assignment here that it's a spiritual awakening, but it's bringing heaven on earth. It's bringing that consciousness of light and love into the material plane that we can exchange and work and do the same thing with that consciousness wherever we are, at whatever level we are. And that's why we really hit it off, because I say health, wealth, and peace of mind, you may say consciousness, but we're talking about the same thing. And that's, to me, very special and sacred, to run into people that you just know, and you don't have to have a lot of words, it's just there. And that's this energy that's being created inside of the ark, right, where people connect. And now, like you're doing, wealth for the world, where your work funds wildlife preservation and empowers blind children and develops conscious land projects. And that's to me is so inspiring. So, how can leaders move from wealth for me to wealth for we?
Well, wealth has to have a velocity and momentum. Wealth grows. It truly grows like money tree. And we just have to understand how to find alignment. So just like example, like you and me, we found our shared mission and shared vision. And you're like, I don't have to do it alone. I could just be a part of the pool here and I still feel loved and seen and heard. And that's what every human being wants, is that when they contribute, they want to be seen. I don't want to be just another number somewhere. Right. So what we did was I was like, look, this is what we're doing. And if this is something that you feel called to, I am inviting you to be a tribe member. Right. So what was the question again?
Well, integrating, because it isn't just one level. Your work funds wildlife preservation, empowers blind
From
children,
me to we. Yeah.
develops conscious land projects. So
Mhm.
it's all built inside of not just having an event, but what you get from the event. You're already channeling back, giving sight to blind people, or helping that, the elephants, or the different projects you have. It isn't just me, and get money for me or my life, right? It's all, everything.
Absolutely. Well, we came here on Earth to do one thing, is enhance humanity. And I was doing small amounts and that was me by myself. And I was just like seeing that if I try to just do it by myself, I'm able to do like 500 a year or,
Yeah,
max like 1,000.
right.
But then I was like, oh, if we do collectively, I can do 10,000.
Right. Right.
Right. So I went from a couple hundred myself to some first set of close tribe members. And then it just magnifies, right? Because now you're like, wow. Because think about this, like blind kids all across the globe, like one thing that we're born with, gifted with, and it's one of our really important senses. Out of all the animal kingdom, like, we don't have smell like dogs, and some of them have listening. It's so different for us.
Right.
We rely on our eyes.
Yeah.
So, what a beautiful world we can create if all these blind kids can have a thriving chance to seeing this beautiful world.
It's beautiful and inspiring. And to me, that's the inspiration when I'm, you know, even dealing with money, that the purpose and the give back to me is more valuable than the money itself, honestly, because that's the
So
energy you can give back.
I'll tell you. So when, let's say I'm gonna make $1 million, then what I'll do is I will talk to my money, my best friend, my soul tribe member, and I'll be like, okay, so this year I'm gonna put 5% here, 5% there, 20% here. I'm keeping 30% for myself to support filling my cup, and then I'm putting 50% here into building conscious land projects. So and then money's like, oh my God, you exactly know where you want me to go. And I need to now go and do more work for you.
Exactly. It's a money DNA. When there's a roadmap there, it manifests a lot clearer and easier
And faster.
and faster because you're not trying, what am I going to do? Right. It's like energy goes where it knows and it boom, it's there. And then it like attracts it and it multiplies. That's why I tell people when they start saving, like even if they put a little bit away, like, and I call it a DNT account, do not touch. But when they start to save, for some reason, it doesn't want to be lonely and it attracts more friends and it grows if you know how to do it the right way. So it's a beautiful thing. And I'm really right.
Well, I have this thing where I always have $100 million plan available. So if someone said I'll write you $100 million, I know where to put it to work. And that's
Right,
just how I live. Like every day
right,
I roll out knowing 100 million plan is ready to go.
right. Absolutely.
So when people say, "Oh, I'll write you a check for 1 million," or "I'm moving million here with you," I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool, right?" It's like
I had 99 to go. Right. For sure. Absolutely. And it's to me, I'm a big, I always say living my legacy. I'm not going to wait till I, transform into light. I'm going to do it now. I'm not waiting. Right. And so I'm like, really, and that's what I really resonate with you too, because you're, you have the legacy lens. And so, and some people, we all go there. Sometimes you could feel people that might be listening right now might just feel like too small to make a difference, or what do they need to awaken their belief that they can create a legacy that matters? It doesn't have to be 100 million, it could be a little thing. What would you say to that person that doesn't feel like they could do it or they're big enough to do it?
so. I learned this from Buckminster Fuller, amazing, amazing spiritual teacher, and um, he says even my grandparents said this right as a growing up as a kid, and it just kind of like made all sense together when I learned all of this. That if you, one person, did not have a purpose and a meaning to live through in this life, God wouldn't have sent you. So if you came as human, you have purpose. And when you have purpose, the legacy is attached to that. And the smallest of the legacy you can create is still legacy. Like my parents, they raised me, and that's their legacy because I needed that nurturing to become who I am, right? And now they're seeing all the results of it.
Yeah.
My parents call me a cyclone because every time I just go through my home or call them, it's like boom, 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 like cyclone type of news going on, right?
Right.
And then they just feel proud of the legacy that they've
Yeah.
created.
That's
So
so beautiful.
yeah, they didn't need to go and create anything big themselves. They created me, and that is enough. So you just have to really find, is this in your child? Is this in your siblings? Is this taking over a legacy business your parents created? Or this could be just totally you, and there's a big storm of tribes supporting you. So who are you to deny that?
Right. And speaking of tribe as a legacy, you've built ARC locations, really eco resorts that
Mhm.
are anchored in community and consciousness. So,
Mhm.
how can every leader that's listening build not just businesses, but build a tribe that won't outlive them or will outlive them, right?
Well, we already have the structures from business, right? Like the trust, the Rockefeller structure, all of that. So what I'm doing is taking all the ingredients and the blueprint of how America was created and then bringing consciousness, tribe, and abundance, right?
Right.
So, how can we create projects together using those structures? So, syndication, and then from there, syndication with purpose. So, what is the shared financial outcome? Where's the shared mission and the vision? So like a tribe of 5, 6 people can easily own, a 10 acre together, and then everybody has to commit to their part. So that's like tokenization of the land, and then they could leave that legacy for their generations, and that will also, in a way, force the next generation to commune and know what it means to have tribe, right? So we're
Right.
just setting seeds for multi generations to know how their parents created some of these structures that will benefit them as long as they learn health, wealth, and consciousness and tribe.
Right. And, we hear a lot of people talk about 7, 8 figure impact and hustle and growth and grind. And you do it while, resorting land or empowering tribes or saving endangered species. What is your secret for scaling without soul loss?
Ah, scaling where there's regenerative aspect. It's not me, money for me and my luxury. Yes, I love luxury, but luxury without impact is hollow, draining, and big, I would say, massive downturns come from that. So when you are just in this beautiful relationship with God or Great Spirit, whatever universe, what you call it, and you stay true to what you're gonna do, and the universe is always watching. So if I didn't do the right thing and I told you that I was gonna do the right thing, that's going in my negative karma right there. So just keep doing the right thing when nobody's watching.
Right.
And then that's how I got here.
Right. It's that's it right there, especially when nobody's watching. Hey, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you and find out more about what you're up to.
Absolutely. I feel like the easiest way is to WhatsApp me on 858-899-8880. And when they WhatsApp me there, on my whole the events calendar, what we're doing, all of my social media, my website, everything will come in automatically. So that's like the best way to stay
Perfect.
in touch.
Perfect.
And then my team will talk to them from there.
Cool. Perfect. So, a final soul activation. Everybody that's listening, if they took one action today to honor their future self, their tribe, um, what action would that be?
Find your purpose. If you haven't found your purpose, then go find it. And if you've already found it, then live in it every day, even when things look tough, even when it feels like you were going through a spiritual warfare. Keep going, keep going. There were very tough days for me where I have seen death, massive anxiety attacks, to whatever you call it, like the dark night of the soul.
Right.
You've seen it all. So keep moving forward and find the right people. Like your environment and your surroundings matter a lot. You become a sum of the 5 people that you hang out with. So make sure the 5 people around you are mission, vision, and purpose aligned.
Amen. Dr. Mansi, it's been a complete joy, and we'll look forward to having you back on Money 911.
Thank you. Appreciate you. And to everyone who listened to us today, sending you all positive energy and lots of beautiful blessings to really live in your Dharma.
Yes, it sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
What a journey. Dr. Mansi Shah reminded us that true wealth is not just what you build, it's what you heal, protect, and pass forward. Imagine a world where every CEO led with soul, every dollar restored land, and every legacy honored future generations. This is not a dream, it's a decision. Share this episode with your tribe and step into this movement of conscious wealth. This is Kris Miller, Healthy Money, Happy Life, Money 911 signing off. We'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe. There's so much to learn about healthy money. I hope today's discussion brings you one step closer to securing and protecting your future. So you can get started on the right foot, go to meetwithkrismiller.com and schedule your free financial fitness strategy session. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to Money 911 so you don't miss our next episode, which includes health, wealth, and peace of mind.